Genesis.
Hey, what's up? It's Genesis and I hope you're doing well. Today, I want to try making a drop out of a sample or like one shot. I thought that I was the only one that came up with this idea, but turns out someone in my comments like a while ago, I think it's Garp is Live again. Yep. Garp is Live suggested that same idea. And I know it's been like months since I have gathered that screenshot, but hey, we're gonna do that now. So the sample that I'm gonna use is this one right here. It's gonna be very challenging because I didn't want to use like something that has that seems quite easy to make a drop out of, like a bass one shot or whatever. I wanted something that can really give me a challenge, and it's this triangle that is in my drum bombs kit that you can get. Wow, already a plug. Yeah, it's got 20 crashes, 10 rides, 30 close and open hi-hats, 30 kicks, 30 percussions, 30 rim knocks, 10 claps, 8 snaps, 30 snares, and 30 toms. So if you want to get it, link in the description below, which is on my website. But anyways, these are the samples I could have used, you know. These really big kicks. It has a lot of low end, I can make a sub out of that, I can make bass out of that, or like, you know, all these other things. Toms would have been cool. But not gonna lie, that's still a little bit too easy, I feel like. I want to try and go for something that's really challenging. So we have this triangle then. So let's begin. Let's set this project file to 146. Let's start making some drums out of that. I feel like the hi-hat would be the easiest one, because all I really need to do is just ring mod it a lot. Get that nice tone a little bit lower. Actually no, this could be a nice ride cymbal. I'll leave that for the ride then. That's the ride cymbal then. Let's actually do the hi-hat now. So I feel like using noise LFO could work. No, I guess not. I feel like the obvious answer would be using erosion. To get that. And then you can EQ it out to just get the high end. There we go. Let's hone in on that. There we go. Now let's do a clap. I'll copy that. And I'm going to get rid of a little bit of that high end. Accentuate the clap frequencies, which is about 1K. It's already sounding a little bit like a clap. And let's distort it like really crazy. There we go. Now the problem with this is that the clap sound is not consistent. So I feel like I'm gonna have to do it a different way. Oh, I know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to sampler. And the sampler has an FM synthesis module within itself. We've got noise right here. There we go. And it's sampled noise as well, so it's always going to be consistent. Clap frequencies. There we go. Can I do fades on here? I don't think I can do that. Unfortunately I can't, so I'm going to do it this way instead. I'm going to use this as the gate. And then I'm going to use a compressor to shape the transient at the start. There we go, now it's got a bit more of that attack that I want. We've got that nice clap, hi-hat. I feel like I need to do the same with this to make it sound consistent. I'll get rid of the erosion here. Turn on the FM. There we go. I don't really like how it waves left and right. So there has to be a way for me to I'll just use multi-band dynamics again. To shape it up that way. Lovely. And I should also make a kick drum. I'll turn off all these effects real quick. And now here's a little trick, by the way, for using sampler in Ableton. Like, if you want to pitch your sample down like really low, use this root note here to get higher or lower pitches. Like here we can get to that low. And on top of that, if you add the transpose, you can get to really low frequencies. Let's see if there's a section where it's mostly a sine wave and not like a combination of a few of them, like around here. To make sure it's only one voice. Let's get a pitch envelope on there. There we go. We got a kick already. And let's put it on that. Zero crossing. Sick. Let's EQ that and distort it. Get rid of that low frequency. There we go. And let's get a gate to get rid of that low end, maybe. Actually no, we should just be able to use this, right? There we go. And just to be safe, I'll use a gate. Lovely. And this kick sounds stereo, so we'll make it mono for power. Yeah. Let's get this like right. There we go. Right, now let's put a saturator on the bus as well. It's a bit too much. I think this kick's just a bit too loud. Right, so let's draw out a drum pattern real quick. Kick, clap, whole thing. Put that there. Hi-hat. And ride here. Let's do a little. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Also, that kick's a little bit too clicky. I'll add an attack to it. There we go. And let's make it have a bit more low end. That clap, does not sound stereo, so we'll make it a little bit more stereo. I'm gonna use this into stereo rack. Same with this hi-hat, needs a bit more stereo width. Maybe that kick's a bit too long. That's a bit better. That's what I want. Okay. Right, now we can finally start making the basses, or the overtones, I guess. So what I just want to try and do is think of a flow first. And then we'll use the delay trick, which I have discussed in my latest sound design video-ish thingy. Yeah. And change this to texture mode. That's cool. Distort that. EQ that as well. Give it some sub, so that has something to crunch. And then a gate as well. And then frequency shift this down maybe. Ooh, that's cool. And then I'm gonna put it as a little additional layer there. And it's sounding like it's phasing a little bit, so I'm gonna put a delay in front of that just to shift it. There we go, that's a little, I think that sounds a little bit cleaner. I'll just take that. And I'm gonna use, let's see, corpus. Well, I haven't decided what key we're in, let's go for E. It's the safest bet. I don't think we need that sub. No, we don't. Get rid of it. No. Quarter note, I guess, whatever. Okay, I'll do that actually. I'm gonna automate the corpus decay as like our flow thingy, our flow control. And then we're gonna slowly make it rise here. There we go. And then automate the pitch. Let's swing this a little bit more. Let's make the stereo as well. Another frequency shifter maybe? That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm gonna use the ghost delay trick now. There we go. Wash it out. Let's put the sidechain up here. Actually, let's make the drums a little bit wet as well. Yeah, that's what's missing too. Hi-hat as well. Right, now let's make a sub out of this guy. I feel like I'm just gonna copy and paste that kick drum device there, right there. Can I not do that? I'm sure there's a way for me to do that. There it is. Turn off the pitch envelope. Let's make this like what? Got a tuner. Tune that up. Let's see if we can get a perfect loop here. There's a problem. You can hear that ticking. I need to get rid of that. I think it's only on the right ear. Hopefully if we take that to mono on the left. There we go, yes, there's no problem there. Now let's make this really loud. Oh, there's a bit of Oh, I know what we could do. I just realized there's a thing in Ableton. I'll just put it on wavetable and take a small cycle there. I can't go lower than that, can I? Okay, I guess that doesn't work. What about through Serum? I feel like it's possible to do it through Serum. Let's put it... Even though I don't like using Serum, or barely use Serum, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it on the screen. So now, I'm just going to put this in here. Constant frame size. And through this way, we hopefully find something that's close enough to a sine wave. Because I want a clean sounding sub. Let's go through some of these wavetables and delete these ones. Remove multi-selection. There we go. And let's remove these last ones as well, because I feel like there's nothing much we can do there. And just by looking at these waveforms, We can hopefully find one that looks close enough to a sine wave, or sounds close enough to one. Actually, that's something I could just do. Process, normalize each. There we go. And now we can look for one that sounds... That one sounds really good. Let's tune it down. Clean enough sine wave. Let's put the attack to 40. Phase to 0, random to 0. Let's make this to mono. Nice. And I'm gonna add a little bit of a sustain thing going on here. Let's put this to 480 milliseconds. So at this point, I'm using 3 saturators stacked on top of each other with different algorithms, because I feel like doing it this way can help me target different overtones. After playing the sub at a higher octave, I realized there was a subharmonic. And here I am flicking through the different frames of the imported sample to try and find a frame which had little to no subharmonic. So eventually I found a frame which is close enough, and I reduced the subharmonic even more by using a high-cut filter. By increasing the resonance, I can target that fundamental frequency, also with the pitch tracking enabled for the filter. So you can see there on the spectrum of the EQ that I'm trying to get the best spot for that sub frequency. Yeah, after 10 minutes of messing around with the sub and trying to figure that out, I finally got it working. So I'm using an erosion to add some grit to that sub, and I'm using the envelope Max for Live device to add some attack to that erosion and to control the grit a lot better. Just writing a simple quarter note sub pattern, and over here I am writing vibrato for the sub. In my head I had an idea of like the second sub note being an octave higher and doing a very quick vibrato. So I'm trying to hone in on that right there. I also felt like it needed some more grit to it, so I upped the input gain before the saturators and everything. And after doing so, I did a mid-cut to get rid of some awkward sounding mid-frequencies. Over here I'm putting the key up because I was kind of getting tired of writing in E, because when I'm usually making this kind of genre I just go to E. Around here I'm making a new layer. And I wanted to try using vocoder, but after a while of messing around, it wasn't really doing me justice. So I went back to the main synth and I copied and pasted the corpus just to get that tonal delay going. I then added an erosion, just to see if I can get some undertones and overtones. And usually adding another one can allow me to control the upper harmonics a little bit more. And here it is in context. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I felt like it was still a bit too high, and that even though it sounds pretty naff, it still had potential. So I went back to the sampler and edited the source. I was thinking hopefully using a filter can accentuate the fundamental. And around here, I feel like I struck gold. This rack is the Decagon rack, which is a frequency scatter rack that you can get for free on my website. Link in the description below. It's very similar to a disperser, but it's got a few additional features, and it doesn't require any external plugins. So I loaded down an octave, because I still felt like it was playing at a register that's a bit too high. And here I am trying to figure out how to clean up that main synth that I made a little bit earlier. And over here I'm making yet another layer to go underneath. And this is my usual sample manipulation process to make synths. I pitch it really high on texture mode and I stretch it out like crazy. And sometimes I apply a pitch bend like this. And this creates like crazy artifacts and overtones. And bringing those down with frequency shifters can allow you to access some like really crazy bloopy sounds. I'll make a video about how this technique works sometime soon. Just bear with me because I've got a lot of videos to edit soon. Over here I'm duplicating that same channel and I'm gonna alter that sample so I get some sort of variation and I get this back and forth 1-2 kind of action. Adding an EQ boost before the vocoder can help us hone in on those midtones and make it a little bit more tonal. I'm just copying the corpus from the main patch again to these additional layers just to make everything sound cohesive and give them tails. And I'm just trying to find the right rhythm for them to interplay and work well with the main synths. And it adds a really nice texture to the whole thing. So now it's time to make a very quick intro. I'm just trying to find the pitch of the triangle, and luckily enough it was already in C, which is nice. Just gonna try and make it into a loopable sample here. And it sounds very close to an E piano when it's pitched down, which is really cool. Just trying to go for like a dissonant vibe here. And I quickly recorded that idea down. Very simple, no biggie. Adding a simple chorus and reverb to give it some more movement and to put it in a space. You can also get this washout rack that I use a lot in my videos, which is free on my website as well. Link in the description below if you want to get it. Also does not have any third-party plugins, which is really cool. Just jotting down ideas for the drums as well. Over here I duplicated the clap and the hi-hat to different drum pads, and I altered them a little bit just so I can get some lower energy claps for the intro, lower energy hats as well, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And here I am adding the main synth a little bit early, and I'm using that washout rack that I was originally using for reverb as a way to fade in that synth as well. Over here I'm duplicating that drop section so I can add some turnarounds and some variations to make it a little bit more interesting. You know, just simple dropouts do the trick. And around here I'm messing around with the automations to try and find some different tones that are pretty interesting. And I'll do the same thing for every layer, trying to find some variation so nothing is too static. And even though I edited the automations for that main synth, here I am editing it again just to try and make it work with that total synth a little bit more, a little bit better. And here I am trying to incorporate the total synth in the intro as well. Just using a few notes there, instead of writing something totally new. Saves me time and effort. Again, using the washout rack, which I originally used for the reverb, as a way to fade in that synth as well. Around here, I felt like it was safe to start enabling the master chain, which you can also get from my website in the description below. And if you want to see how this master chain works, I also have a video on it, which will also be in the description below and on the top right of your screen right now. So here I'm making some effects, and this one is a riser. Good old pitch automation. And because it's a riser, it doesn't really matter if you get the loop being perfect or not. With Ableton's sampler, not the simpler, but the sampler, it's got like a built-in FM that you can do, which is pretty cool. And here I'm using the sine wave to FM with it and get these crazy wobbles that also rises up in intensity. And I'm duplicating the channel here so I can make a faller. I'm just reversing the pitch bend. And I'm changing the FM as well. Instead of using a sine wave to FM with, I'm using a triangle wave. And it creates this crazy, like, converging movement. And I'm duplicating that faller yet again, but I'm using the noise to create a noise faller. You know, the little kind of faller. And I'm also automating the filter frequency in the MIDI clip for me to be able to do this. After that, I just throw in some washouts. And that's good enough. The final result of this video will be played after this outro. And that's how I pretty much made this sketch, I guess, of a drop with just that one sample. And if you want to get some of these sounds that I made in this video, I'm going to be posting a small pack that you can get on my Patreon, which will be linked in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like and sub to buff my algorithm RNG, leave a comment if you want to see something, and maybe share it to someone you think would find this useful. You can further support me by checking out the links in the description below, which includes my official website, my Discord, my Patreon, and other social medias. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay creative. See you in a bit.